Hey guys, what's going on? This is Chris with Beyond the Lens, or Chris Cooley Photography, excuse me. I just wanted to run through a short tutorial on how I was able to create this effect. It was requested a couple of weeks ago, actually probably about a month ago now, on how I was able to achieve this canvas-like effect. It was actually really easy, something I came up with on the fly. I wasn't happy with the image after I had doctored it up. I couldn't get the lighthouse to pop the way I wanted it to. I had a couple of things that bothered me about the image. You can see here I get a little spot. Here are some power lines, another spot. And I was kind of in a hurry, and I really didn't want to take the time to clean it up. You can tell there's some just really distracting stuff in this photo that I didn't like. Power lines moving across. Things like that. It wasn't flattering at all to the image. So we as ourselves as photographers tend to come up with creative ways to make our images look better when we don't already like the way they look. And I came up with this texture design on the fly. I was bored, had nothing better to do, so this is the result. So to jump right into it, it's actually something that was really easy to do. You know what? Let's go ahead and just tell you guys how to clean up these spots in an image. Okay. So every once in a while you'll get a really dirty lens like mine. I've got a 70-200 2.8, and it's disgusting. I paid $1,600 for the lens used. Wasn't clean when I got it, and I'm in Kuwait right now, and I have no way of actually getting the lens taken care of while I'm here. So I'm kind of stuck with it. But it's very easy to clean up. There's a few different ways that you can take care of this. One quick way that I like using is the spot healing brush. It's a great tool, great for touch-ups on the fly. Change your brush size to about the same size as the dot, just to cover it up, just outside the borders of your spot. You can change the size of your brush using the left and right bracket keys. So once you do that, just go ahead and click, and you can see that spot pretty much goes away. You got a little bit of smudging right there, so we'll try that one more time. Maybe move our brush up a little bit, but that's better. I'm not going to be able to see that later anyway. Same thing with this one. We'll go ahead and just get rid of this one as well. Bam, gone. Amazing tool. I love it. Not great for portraits because you lose a lot of texture, but for this we're going to lose a lot of texture anyway with our filter effect, or texture effect rather. So it really won't bother me. There's another one right here too that I don't much like. Gonna lose the power line in that probably, but not too bad, so that won't matter. So yeah, that's basically how you can remove spots from your image. Now typically I would have duplicated the image before doing those changes, just to, that way I could reverse the changes if I ever wanted to, but in this case I'm not going to, so it really doesn't matter. To get started on how to achieve the effect, we're going to go ahead and make sure we have our background layer selected, and duplicate the layer with either Command-J on a Mac or Control-J on a PC, and go up to Filter, Render, Fibers. Once you have that selected, usually for this I found anywhere between 10 and 12, and your variance of, or strength of 3 or 4 is usually appropriate. So go ahead and do that. Then you'll see, I should have backed up. Make sure that you have black and white foreground layers or colors, otherwise this won't work for you at all. Excuse me. Once you have that selected, go ahead and click on your background layer one more time, duplicate it, and then drag it above that layer that you just created. Okay, so you should have your background copy, a layer 1 here with the fibers you just created right there, and then your background copy. Okay, once you do that, go up to Image Rotation, and then rotate your image 90 degrees clockwise, and do the same thing. Just go to Render, filter, render, fibers, and we're going to keep the same settings, so just go ahead and click OK. So bam, now you have 2 layers with fibers on them. Go ahead and go back up to image rotation, and then rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise, so that now you have 2 separate images with fibers going in the opposite directions. Now you may be wondering, okay, so now how do I get that to have my picture show through? So what we're going to do to solve that is you have these things called blend modes in Photoshop, and if you're fairly familiar with Photoshop, you should already know what these are. I'm not going to go into too much depth on what they mean. Real simple, quick tools of the trade. If you want to darken anything with a blending mode, use multiply, and you can tell that this is a darkening blend mode just by looking right above it. It says darken. With screen here, it's a lightning. Excuse me. We'll just go ahead and demonstrate this to make this easier. Go ahead and duplicate the layer just for the sake of argument. Alright, so if you want to lighten anything, or excuse me, darken anything, you would use blend mode multiply. That's going to darken and bring a lot of sharp or heavy contrast to your image. A quick way to remember that is simply just looking right above it and seeing darken. If you want to lighten anything, you're going to use screen. A quick way to remember that it is a lightning blend mode is just to look right above it and you see lighten. And then you have creative blend modes that are pretty much, they do pretty much what they say. Overlay is going to be like really contrasty. Soft light's a little less contrast than overlay. That's basically what those things do. And those are like the 4 main ones that you're going to use in photography editing. So any of the other ones you may get into if you're doing creative design or anything like that, but for this point we're not going to touch them. Go ahead and delete that since we're not using it. Alright, so let's go back to our layers that we just created. We're going to use soft light for both of these layers, so make sure you have both of them turned on. And once you have those created, you'll be like, bam, okay, there they are. Now, for both of these, you could probably go ahead and just drop the opacity individually on each layer, but I'm kind of lazy, so we're just going to merge both of those layers together. To do that, right click on, or select both of your layers by holding down shift and click on each layer. Right click, to merge layers, that'll bring both of those into one, and then we're going to choose soft light one more time. And for this photo, I found that somewhere between 40 and 50% looks okay, so I kind of like the way that looks. About 45% for this one. Actually, maybe drop it down a little bit more. And that's it. That is the entire process. So if you have any questions, you can email me at any time at chris@chriscooleyphotography.com, or you can leave your comments below. I'll be glad to help you out. If you have any suggestions for tutorials that you'd like to see in the future, please let me know. This is a new thing that I'm doing, and I'd love to help you guys out. So yeah, that's it. Have a great week, guys.